Hi everyone, welcome to another training on Skype. Today we're going to be covering some features which relate to managing meetings with people outside of Metasource. So many of you have been using Skype to collaborate with employees, coworkers here at Metasource. Skype can also be used to host meetings so that you can present content, share ideas, do demonstrations, and you can invite participants from outside of Metasource to participate in those meetings. So all of the features that you've seen, you may have used things like video, screen sharing, some other cool things inside Skype. All of that is available for use by folks outside of the Metasource organization. But before I show you things from sort of the participants' perspective, I'd like to look at things from the perspective of the meeting organizer. So imagine for a moment you've set up a meeting, and you can see an invite here. I've set up with my external Yahoo account, which I'll run a meeting from a different computer in a minute, or participate in the meeting from a different computer. You can see I've set the meeting up. It's a Skype meeting. I've got an external bridge that folks can use to dial in. They can also click on this meeting link here and join the meeting. Many of you know already you can join your own meeting by clicking on a link from within your meeting invite. You can also, if you like, join the meeting as the presenter right from the Skype for Business client. So when I'm ready to present my content, even if I want to get into the meeting a few minutes ahead of time so I can make sure everything's set up and ready to go, I simply click on this meetings icon at the top of the Skype for Business window and click on the meeting link, and that'll launch the Skype client. The meeting will automatically begin. Let me do that now. It's opened up on a different screen. It asked me what audio options I wanted to choose, and if you're interested, we have another video on the various ways you can join audio, but I'm using the Skype for Business built-in audio, so I'm using the computer microphone. Many of you know you can use these various controls down here to control what the participants will see in the meeting. I can mute myself. I can share video. So for example, if I click on this button, it'll give me a little preview. Before I actually start showing video, I can take a minute to adjust the camera, and then once I'm ready, I can click Start Video. You can also manage participants. So for example, from another computer, I'll just come over here, show you what that looks like. I'm an external person over on this computer. I'm going to join the meeting so you can see what would happen when someone joins. Down at the bottom here, I get a little pop-up message that says someone is trying to join the meeting. It says one person is waiting in the lobby. Now what's the lobby? Well, this is where folks land initially when they are joining the meeting. And so as people are coming into the lobby, I can choose whether or not to admit them. I could deny them. I could admit all at once. But I'll go ahead and click admit here. Now this person is added to my meeting. And I'll just mute the microphone over there. So now they're in the meeting. Once they're in, I can do different things. I can unmute them. I can kick them out of the meeting if I want. I could make them a presenter if I want them to share content. You could use this in tech support, for example. If I'm working with someone external and I want to see their desktop, I can make them presenter so I can see what's happening on their screen. I can manage multiple participant actions at once. So down at the bottom, there's a participant actions button. This would allow me to mute everyone at once. I'm sure we've all been on meetings where there's somebody that they're not on mute and they're in a car or in an airport and it's very noisy and disruptive to the meeting. Well, you can mute everyone with a single click here. That would mute the entire audience. Some other things I can do here. I'm going to mute myself again there. I can turn off IMs. Mute myself there. I can turn off attendees video if I don't want to see their cameras turned on. I can hide names if I want to keep the meeting attendees anonymous. I can switch everyone as an attendee, so if I have other coworkers joining and they have presentation capability and I want to pull that back, I can convert them to attendees. I can also generate invites at a moment's notice using this button here, invite by email. This will open up an email, and I can send a link to this meeting directly to someone while the meeting's going on. So lots of cool features here. As a presenter, I can manage my meeting. I can also control the kinds of content that I'm going to share. So for example, if I click on this present button, I'm sure you've seen you have the ability to present a desktop. So you can choose which monitor you want to share. This would be appropriate if you want to run a PowerPoint deck or if you want to present a software demonstration. Whatever happens on my screen will be seen by participants, whether they're internal Metasource customers or external partners and customers. But there's other cool things you can do with the meeting, things that will add a little more engagement, a little more action in your meeting, and these are some cool features built into Skype. So for example, if I click on the share button again and go to the more selection here, I have three options that I want to talk about. One is you have the ability now to create a whiteboard. So for example, if I wanted to communicate a little bit more graphically with external partners or customers, I wanted to show them, you know, how a particular product is working. I'll do my best to draw. I'm not going to quit my day job. You can see I'm not an artist here. But I can communicate graphically by drawing a picture or a small diagram. And whatever I draw here can be seen by external partners or customers, anyone that's attending the meeting. I can also create a poll. So if I want to make the meeting a little more interactive, so I want to elicit feedback from users, I could ask a question like, what's for lunch? I probably wouldn't ask that actual question, but you know, something related to the meeting content. And these questions will show up on the screen of the folks participating in the meeting. So I'll just come over to my other computer here where I'm joining the meeting, and I see the question, what's for lunch? And if I choose the option, the answer will show up on the screen. I can collect content from as many people as are in the meeting, and eventually I can close the poll to see the final results there. It looks like pizza's going to win. I can save the poll results out as a PNG file if I want to show my boss what's popular for lunch. Finally, under the More button, I can create a Q&A. So this is an opportunity for external folks to post questions. And they can type in this box here. And the question will show up on the presenter screen. At this point, the presenter can answer the question just by clicking on Answer. And they can type the answer, and this will be seen by all of the meeting participants. You can also remove questions if the question's not appropriate. You can also stop the Q&A down here with this button. What else can you do here? You can manage the presentable content. So right now I've opened several windows. I've shared my desktop. I have a poll open. I have a whiteboard open. If I go under Manage Presentable Content, I can actually switch between these various windows. So I could, you know, go back to the Q&A, for example, or I can remove it. I can go back to my secondary monitor. So if I click Present Now, this will, from the participant's view, they'll stop seeing the poll or the QA or whatever's up there, and they'll see exactly what I want them to see. You can remove content that's no longer important. If you want to stop sharing your screen, for example, you can click on Stop Presenting. I've got a few other windows that I opened up from an earlier meeting, so I can remove those as well. At this point, the participant isn't seeing anything except my video, and they're hearing my voice. So at this point, what I'd like to do is show you things from the end user's perspective. So I'm going to unjoin the meeting over here. So as a public participant, I'm going to leave the meeting. So now you can see there's no one in the meeting. I'm going to switch screens so that you can see what it looks like from the participant's perspective. So I'm just going to go over to my recording software here. Now we'll see things from the end user's perspective. So I've sent a meeting invite, and you'll see this looks exactly like the meeting invite that we were looking at earlier in Outlook. So it's got a big link in the middle where you can join a Skype meeting. When I click on this link, it'll take me to the MetaSource Skype server. At this point, I can type my name, and down here I can choose to install the Skype for Business web app. Now, if I don't have this checked, it'll say, hey, this is kind of important. You'll need the plugin to participate in meeting, video, and screen presenting, or to join computer audio. So I'm going to check install the software, and what you'll see is it'll open up a little window down at the bottom. This is a Skype for Business plugin.msi. You want to click on Run, and this will pop up a little sort of next finish sort of installation dialog, and you can see it downloads very quickly. I'm connecting over a wireless network right now. You may be prompted to trust the application. So in this case, I'm going to check the box which says always allow the plugin for this domain, and that's because I trust this, and I may want to participate in more meetings in the future. Now, what you're not seeing back on my work computer, it's popping up and saying, hey, there's somebody waiting in the lobby. So I'm going to click the admit button, and you'll see that the person now is brought into the meeting, and at this point they're participating. And I'm just going to, well, you should see the video pop up, and as we saw earlier, of course, all of this is running via the web. It's running inside of a web browser. So one of the things I think it's important, if you want to maximize the real estate that's being used by your web meeting, there's a shortcut key in Internet Explorer that you should all know, and it's the F11 key. So if I click that button, it will actually take away some of the unneeded navigational elements at the top of the browser. And what that means is that whatever I'm presenting, like a slide or something like that, it'll be easier to view for the participant. So at this point, I'm going to share my desktop back on my work computer, just so you can get a flavor for what that looks like. And I'll open up PowerPoint. If I can find PowerPoint. There it is. So I could present from my work computer, and all of the participants will see the presentation in this window. Now, you'll notice that on that computer, the slides are sort of in the middle, right? And that across the top, we see a little thumbnail of the participants along with a little video thumbnail of myself. You can actually, as a participant, control the look and feel inside this window. In the upper right-hand corner, the participants can click the participant view button and get one of three options. This is called the gallery view. So the gallery is it's a gallery of thumbnails across the top. You can choose a speaker view, which means that you're going to see an exploded view of whoever's talking at this point. Now, what I like about this view is that it maximizes the content on the screen. So I get lots of real estate for my slides or my presentation, but the participant also sees the speaker. So maybe they make a more personal connection because they see someone talking instead of just looking at a slide. But this is a nice view, the speaker view. There's also the presentation view, and this is appropriate if you're not interested in seeing video and you just want to see the presentation. So if you hear a participant say, hey, it's hard to see your screen, what can I do? There's two things again. One is to hit F11 on the screen, and the other one is in the upper right-hand corner. You can change the view pretty easily, as you can see from those controls there. Finally, I'll show you just briefly, you can actually turn on the camera. right from within the participant view. So I'll just, again, you can see it gives me a little preview. I can move the camera so my face is centered there, and I can choose share my video. And at this point, you can't see this on the other screen, obviously. On my work computer, I see video of the participant. The participant sees video of me. And again, Skype helps create the environment for face-to-face communication, unlike what you would have typically in a web meeting, like a WebEx, where you're just, sort of showing, slides or some kind of software demo, and there's no real personal interaction. The last thing I want to show you is you can use chat in the meeting. There's a little IM button in the lower left-hand corner. So I can, if I have it enabled, I can chat back with other folks in the meeting. I currently have chat turned off for this meeting, but that could be useful if you want to have sort of a running dialogue. I guess I'll show one other thing, and that is the ellipse in the lower right-hand corner. There's a variety of options here. You can choose meeting options, like you can choose as a participant what audio or video device you'd like to use, and all of that's accessible from this menu here. In this case, I'm using my PC speakers and mic, and I'm using the built-in camera that I have here on the laptop. So I hope you found this training useful. I hope you start using Skype for business, and I hope you have luck using some of these cool features to help creating more engaging web-based meetings with external customers and partners. As always, if you have questions or you'd like to talk to IT to get some more information about how to use these features, please reach out. We're happy to help. Thank you.